Good morning. It's Thursday, August the 29th, 2013. Thank you very much for joining us here on AGORACOM News TV. This morning we have our usual In the News show. This is a program where I've gone through all the press releases that are out early in the morning and try to find some good companies that have had impressive news out. And ultimately the goal is to help you find good companies to do your homework on and find some investment winners in there as well. This morning's show, I've got 5 press releases lined up to talk about, so we'll get right to it. The first company that I wanted to talk about today is a company called Anaconda Mining. They posted $7.4 million or 4 cents per share in net income for fiscal 2013. They released their financial and operating results for the fiscal year ended May 31st, 2013. Company net income of $7.438 million or 4 cents per fully diluted share, compared with net income of $3.298 million or 2 cents per fully diluted share for fiscal year ended May 31st, 2012. Fiscal 2013 net income consisted of income from operations of $3.46 million or 2 cents per share and a recording of a deferred income tax recovery of $3.978 million or 2 cents per share. Deferred income tax assets were recorded when the company removed its going concern note to the financial statements and recognized the tax value of its income tax loss carry forward amounts. I don't know if that's a recurring situation, how much they have to look into their books a little bit more fully to check that out. They go on that the company's this is their outlook. The company's core gold mining business continues to improve, and management has set challenging goals for fiscal 2014. Company has budgeted to produce and sell approximately 18,000 ounces of gold for the year and generate nearly $4 million in net income using a gold price of $1,400 per ounce and an average head grade of approximately 2.1 grams per ton gold. Cash operating costs at the mine level, production, royalty, Pine Cove G&A, general administrative expenses, are expected to be approximately $960 per ounce, and all-in cash costs, including corporate capital expenditures and exploration, are projected to be approximately $1,200 per ounce. So they also include in their overall all-in cost their capital expenditures and exploration. So they're able to do that work to keep spending money on operations as well as look for new material to process, which I think is an interesting situation. There's a quote from the President and Chief Executive Officer, Dustin Angelo, who stated, and I quote, "The company had another record year in terms of sales volume, revenue, operating cash flow, and net income. We generated nearly $7 million in EBITDA and over $9 million in mine-level cash flow, which is tremendous when you consider our market capitalization. We were also successful in achieving our number one goal for the fiscal year, which was to pay off all of our high-cost debt. As at May 31st, 2013, we had a very clean balance sheet with only approximately $260,000 in low-cost government-issued loans. The balance sheet will be fortified in September when the company receives 1 million commercial production milestone payments from our partners in Chile. Going forward, we will also begin to receive royalty payments from Chile, so this non-core asset has once again become a cash generator." End quote. So they got some very interesting information there. It looks like this company has a lot going forward. It's a small company with a very low market value. I saw that the stock is only about 8 cents a share is trading at 8 cents a share, but they've got 2 cents a share in earnings, so or net income of a couple cents, 4 cents if you use that cash deferred tax loss. So, really interesting company. The stock symbol is ANX on the Toronto Exchange. The next press release I have to talk about is from Fission Uranium. Fission Uranium, as you all know, is a company we talk about quite a bit on this show because they've had a great deal of news out from their Patterson Lake South project. But today this is different for Fission. They discovered two significant and strongly radioactive uranium source anomalous regions on their 100% owned North Shore property in the Athabasca Basin of Alberta. The northern and southern anomalies occur within the south-central part of the project area near the southern boundary. The discovery was made using Fission and Special Project Inc.'s high-resolution magnetic and radiometric airborne survey technology, which is currently patent pending. See their news release July 16, 2013. The northern anomalous region occurs within a 1.5 by 0.5 kilometer area and contains several parallel trends up to 300 meters. The southern anomaly is located approximately 7 kilometers to the southwest of the northern anomaly and is characterized by being narrow, 1 to 10 meters, and can be traced for up to 3 kilometers. Ross McElroy, who's the president, COO, and chief geologist for Fission, commented, and I quote, "We are very encouraged by this strongly radioactive discovery, particularly as we use the same technology to locate the boulder field at Patterson Lake South. While the expansion of our Patterson Lake South discovery is our main task, following up these new results at our North Shore property is also a priority." End quote. So they reference Patterson Lake South. Obviously, that's the big discovery. It's a great discovery. I've talked lots about that. But looks like they've got another interesting project. That's something that I haven't mentioned much about Fission. They've got a lot of other ground besides just their Patterson Lake South project. So, you know, they've got the potential for something like this, 100% owned property. And now it looks like they have some interesting kicks there in the boulder trains and the anomaly that they've have identified. And we'll see if they do some drilling in that in the not too distant future. The stock symbol on that company is FCU, and that trades on the Venture Exchange. The next press release I have is from Sierra Metals. Drilling extends mineralization at previously defined exploration target at their Yaracocha mine in Peru. Sierra Metals drilling at their Yaracocha mine in Peru extended mineralization to depth at previously identified exploration target below the central mine area at the Yaracocha mine in Peru. These results demonstrate that the mineralization in the various ore bodies of the central mine area continues below the 1270 level and remains open to depth. Some of the highlights from the drilling included one hole had 4.2 meters of true width of 24% zinc and 107 grams of silver in the Catas ore body. They had another drill hole with 9.8 meters of true width of 1.14% copper and 18 grams per ton silver in the Rosero ore body. Another hole had 2.1 meters true width of 7.21% copper, 1.31 grams per ton gold, and 46.4 grams per ton silver in the Anaconda ore body. And as they note, the mineralization remains open to depth and additional drilling is planned. There's a quote from Daniel Telechia, the company's president and CEO, who stated, and I quote, "These results support our previous statements that high-grade ore continues to depth in the central mine area. Drilling has significantly extended mineralization of the Rosero ore body over a strike length of 150 meters and more than 250 meters to depth. which will add tonnage to our resource when an updated National Instrument 43101 estimate is completed later this year. Additional drilling will be done to extend other bodies below current workings with the intent of increasing known reserves and resources in the future, end quote. So, very interesting project down in Peru, getting some very good numbers below where they had done any work in the past. I'm going to be looking more at the 3 dimensions and more details of their what they've done in past work on this project. But I like those intersections. Very interesting story. The stock symbol is SMT, and that trades on the Toronto Exchange. The next press release that I have to talk about is from a company called Northern Gold Mining. They intersected 5.47 grams per ton gold over 17.3 meters at their John Paul deposit. They released results from 20 diamond drill holes from their surface diamond drilling program carried out on their wholly owned John Paul deposit of the Golden Bear project 100 kilometers east of Timmins, Ontario. The 20 drill holes totaled 5,984 meters. One of those holes had, the highlight was 47.02 grams per ton gold over 0.75 meters. They had another hole with 6.37 grams per ton gold over 3 meters. Another hole with 5.23 grams per ton gold over 5.4 meters. And then the hole from their headline in their press release, which was 5.47 grams of gold over 17.3 meters. There's a quote from Martin Shefsky, who's the president and CEO of Northern Gold. He commented, and I quote, "These results continue to confirm the continuity and grades of the mineralized structures comprising the John Paul deposit. 18 of the 20 drill holes reported intersected significant gold mineralization, highlighted by a 17-meter interval grading over 5 grams per ton gold. Also, the potential for resource expansion exists with both the RP and JD zones remaining open at depth," end quote. So they did a fair amount of drilling there, got some really good results. It looks like they've got the potential to continue to grow the resource that they're working on. And it's another good one to keep to do your homework on. The stock symbol on that is NGM, and that trades on the Venture Exchange. The final press release that I have for today is from Zenyatta Ventures. The headline is they initiated mini bulk sample program with their second drill rig. Zenyatta has commenced that drilling with the second drill rig on the east pipe with a larger drill core HQ size in order to obtain 5 tons of graphite mineralization to proceed with the second phase processing of a mini bulk sample at SGS Canada in Lakefield. This processing will allow additional optimization of the flow sheet for the preliminary economic assessment and provide material for further testing by Zenyatta and interested parties who have requested material. Aubrey Everlay, who is the president and CEO of Zenyatta, stated, and I quote, "Zenyatta is presently testing the high-purity graphitic material at labs and universities in North America and should have information available for release in September. In the meantime, the company has been approached by many global corporations and academic institutions requesting Zenyatta's unique ultra-high-purity graphite material for testing in their own labs. Additional processing at SGS will provide enough ultra-high purity material for release to these various parties." He goes on, further stated, and I quote, "Both pipes continue to demonstrate the exceptional continuity and size potential of the graphite deposit. An outline of each pipe correlates well with the shape of the conductivity anomalies defined by the ground EM survey. The current drill program campaign is designed to allow for a NI 43101 compliant resource estimate by RPA, formerly Roscoe, Postle and Associates Inc., for both the east and west pipes. Drilling is on schedule for a national NI 43-101 statement in early fourth quarter of 2013, end quote. So a lot of companies went into the graphite business, and Zenyatta has been one of the really big winners in that going after graphite. And I think that there's some interesting things going on here. They are getting good correlation between their geophysical work that they've done and where they've been able to drill, so that gives them a good handle on where to drill in the future to further expand things. They mentioned that there's some interesting parties that want to do some studies on these on their graphite. I think that that's a very interesting development, as who knows, maybe one of those will become a partner down the road. Again, it's a very interesting project. It's here in Canada. I want to keep an eye on Zenyatta, and I'll do some more homework on them. Their stock symbol is ZEN, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. So that's all the press releases for today. We had 5. We had a really good week of news this week from a lot of companies that had news out, and I'm quite impressed because it's the last week of August, which tends to be a seasonal time where things kind of slow down, but I'm having no problem finding companies with really good news to talk about on a daily basis. We do this show Monday through Thursday in the morning. The goal is, as I mentioned earlier, is to help you find good companies to do your homework on, and the ultimate goal, of course, is to find some investment winners in there that start with stocks that perform very well. At the end of the week, tomorrow, each Friday, George Cholis and I do our sort of best of the best in weekly news show, and in that one I go over all the press releases from the weekly and morning shows, and try to find the best of those to talk about on the Friday show. We've had some really good successes so far from the companies that have appeared on that best of the best in weekly news shows, and we're going to keep that going for you in the future. So on that note, check out all of our work. You can find the morning shows at agoracom.com on the main page. You can also find our various different featured productions at blog.agoracom.com. And then you can also find those shows, the morning shows, and the featured productions on my website at alanberryreports.com. Check out our stuff. Do your homework. As always, before closing, I like to stress that it's important for you to speak with your financial advisors and do your homework before making any investment decisions. We'll see you next week for our Monday is a holiday. It's Labor Day, the Labor Day long weekend, so I'll be returning on Tuesday for our morning shows, but make sure and check out our best of the best in weekly news tomorrow. On that note, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.